Fans of Caitlin Clark, the Iowa native, is returning to her old home court this spring. The Indiana Fever just announced it's adding a preseason game to be played at Carver Hawkeye Arena in Iowa City. Clark and her fellow Fever players will be facing off against the Brazilian national team.
Caitlin Clark did it again. The Indiana Fever's preseason game sold out in less than an hour. But over in Las Vegas, A'ja Wilson and the two-time champion Aces are having trouble selling tickets. It's almost like they are giving them away for free. How can a rookie sell more tickets than the best team in the league? Did A'ja forget to check Ticketmaster? Did the Aces spend all their money on Kelsey's shoes? Someone should call Vegas. Maybe they need Caitlin Clark just to fill the seats.
Well, it took just 1 hour for Caitlin Clark's return to Carver Hawkeye Arena to be sold out. Tickets went on sale at 9 this morning. They were all gone before general sale to the public even started.
Caitlin Clark doesn't just move the needle. She is the needle. And if you need any more proof of that, the Indiana Fever exhibition game sold out in just about 30 minutes.
Indiana Fever fans are going crazy. Their first preseason game against Brazil's national team sold out in less than an hour. Tickets that started at normal prices are now being resold for over $500. Yes, that's $1,000 just to see Caitlin Clark and the Fever play before the season even starts. But in Las Vegas, A'ja Wilson and the Aces are having a hard time selling tickets for just $19. No kidding. Only $19. That's even cheaper than eating at a nice restaurant.
And I'm gonna treat myself, man. Yeah, I know I'm going alone. I'm not gonna take anybody with me. If you want to come, you got to come yourself. It's $19, man. That's a ghetto tank of gas, man. But yeah, man. A'ja Wilson, man, commanded $19.
It's not like these expensive tickets are just for the front row. The whole arena for the Fever game is full, and people are still paying hundreds just to be there. But in Vegas, you might even get Aces tickets as part of a buffet deal. Everyone is talking about the Fever. The moment Caitlin Clark joined the WNBA, everything changed. Suddenly, people care about Indiana basketball again, and now the Fever is one of the most popular teams. But the Aces, who are supposed to be a super team, don't seem exciting enough. Fans would rather spend their money on something else.
So the Fever are playing in Iowa, and the game sold out in literally, like, it didn't matter how long it took to sell out, you couldn't even get in. If you were there, you probably didn't get a ticket. I would say there were 15,000 tickets. Obviously, I think Iowa season ticket holders got first dibs, which is right if they did. And then you're looking at a situation where basically no Fever fans got them. It's a preseason game. This is a preseason game, and it's sold out in about 10 seconds. Like, there was a 10% chance if you tried to buy them, you could get them, which is mad, which is absolute madness. And obviously, look, it's Caitlin Clark going back to Iowa to play where her jersey was retired. Like,
think about it this way. A pair of front row Fever tickets for a preseason game cost so much that you could use that money to fly to Vegas, stay in a nice hotel, eat at a fancy restaurant, and still have extra cash to buy Aces tickets, and maybe even a jersey or two. That's a huge difference. Fans are doing whatever it takes to see Caitlin Clark play, while A'ja Wilson and the Aces are struggling to get people to come. It's not just about the price, it's about how much people actually want to be there. Indiana's arena is packed because fans are excited, but at an Aces game, you could probably bring a whole school trip and still have empty seats.
Tickets went on sale for the preseason game against the Brazilian national team at Carver Hawkeye Arena. They sold out in 45 minutes, folks.
People just aren't excited. Some might say it's because of the city. Vegas has a lot of fun things to do, but let's be real. Indiana isn't Paris. And still, the Fever are filling up their arena while the Aces are almost giving their tickets away like a big sale. The Aces should feel a little embarrassed. They've won 2 championships in a row, but they still can't get fans to pay what most people spend on a fast food meal.
Go on sale Friday morning, but they're sold out. So I really don't know what they're going to do about this. I guess it's just kind of like one of those missed opportunities. And, you know, a lot of people are saying they need to move this to a stadium because There's no doubt in Iowa, if you move this to a stadium, it would be sold out.
Aja Wilson is supposed to be one of the best players in the WNBA, but she can't even fill the arena when tickets cost less than a movie ticket. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, a rookie who hasn't even played a real WNBA game yet, has the whole world watching and paying big money just to see her. It's not even close. The Fever's popularity is exploding, and the Aces are getting left behind. Indiana might soon be the most watched team, while Vegas is starting to feel forgotten. Fans aren't excited about Aja Wilson, Kelsey Plum, or the Aces' so-called super team. People want energy, fun, and a player who actually makes a difference. Just look at the prices. $1,600 for a Fever preseason game versus $19 for an Aces game. One team is a must-see, and the other is just background noise. Caitlin Clark is making Indiana a huge basketball city, while the Aces, well, they might need to start giving out free popcorn if they want people to show up. Let's make this clear. You can sit in the front row and watch Aja Wilson play for the same price as a burger and fries. That's crazy. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's game sold out in less than an hour. At this point, you can't even compare the two. The Caitlin Clark effect is real, and the Aces and their fans just have to accept it. Think about it. People are arguing if Caitlin Clark is changing the game, while Aja Wilson is struggling to sell tickets like a store trying to get rid of old stuff. The Aces thought they were the biggest deal in the WNBA, but Caitlin Clark showed up and proved them wrong before even playing a real game. Aces fans love to talk about winning 2 championships in a row. But what does that even mean if nobody cares? You could walk into an Aces game right before it starts and still grab a front row seat like it's an open mic night. But when Caitlin Clark's tickets go on sale, it's like trying to get into a Beyoncé concert. Gone in seconds. I should be used to it by now, but it still surprises me. The Indiana Fever's exhibition game, yes, not even a real preseason game, against Brazil's national team at Caitlin Clark's old college arena, sold out right away. Tickets went on sale at 9 a.m. for Fever season ticket holders, Iowa donors, and Iowa season ticket holders. Regular fans were supposed to buy tickets the next day, but guess what? They never got the chance. It sold out before that. Now people are saying that ticket resellers grabbed a bunch of them and prices are already super high. Even some season ticket holders couldn't get seats. Iowa women's basketball had to post on Instagram and Facebook telling fans not to even try. There are no tickets left. Meanwhile, Aces tickets are just sitting on resale websites waiting for someone to buy them, like lost puppies looking for a home. Let's be honest, this isn't even about who's better at basketball. It's about who is making the biggest impact. Caitlin Clark has people who never watched women's basketball before buying tickets, wearing jerseys, and going to games they didn't even know existed. Meanwhile, Aja Wilson's games feel like a high school practice. Lots of empty seats and cheap snacks. The Aces can complain about being ignored, but the truth is, if people really cared, they would show up. At the same time, if Caitlin Clark announced she was playing a random game at a YMCA, people would be lining up outside like it's Black Friday. It's funny when some folks try to act like the Caitlin Clark effect isn't real, when every single day there's more proof. She's the #1 topic in sports, the face of the WNBA, and every time she plays, she does something amazing. There's no debate. She's the biggest star in the league. The numbers prove it. More people are watching, more tickets are selling, and TV ratings are higher, all because of her. And the Aces? Their biggest news is about who's dancing on TikTok before the game. Talk about priorities. And let's not even start with jersey sales. Caitlin Clark's jersey isn't even out yet, and it's already expected to sell more than the entire Aces team combined. Meanwhile, Aja Wilson might have to start giving away jerseys with a meal deal just to keep up. It's wild how some people still won't admit that Caitlin Clark is the main attraction, while the Aces are just the opening act. They might get a few claps here and there, but everyone is really showing up for the star of the show. The numbers don't lie, and neither do the fans. It's clear Caitlin Clark has taken over, and some people just have to accept it. This is a big deal. Caitlin Clark is selling out everything. People say her game sold out in 40 minutes, but really, it was more like 20 because the website kept crashing. Meanwhile, Aja Wilson still thinks she's the face of the WNBA. Sure, she's won MVP twice and has 2 championships, walking around like she's the next Michael Jordan. But if she's really that famous, then why can't her team sell out a preseason game with $19 tickets? That's right, $19. You can't even buy a nice meal for that, but somehow it's still too much to see Aja Wilson and the Aces play. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark has people paying hundreds, even thousands, just to be in the same building as her. She is lifting the whole league to a new level all by herself. Everywhere she plays, the arena is packed, there's barely any room to stand, and ticket prices are going crazy. She's changing the game right before our eyes. Then you look at Aja Wilson and the Aces, and you have to ask, where's the excitement? Where's the energy? Where's the superstar power people keep talking about? The crowd looks pretty empty. And let's be honest, Vegas is a tourist city. People from all over the world visit. You'd think filling a small arena would be easy, especially when tickets cost less than a cheap hotel stay. But nope. They're almost giving tickets away and fans still don't want them. What does that say? Maybe this so-called super team isn't as popular as they want us to believe. Maybe people don't actually care about the Aces outside of their own little group. Maybe Aja Wilson isn't as big of a star as she thinks. But you know who is? Caitlin Clark. If she sneezes, ESPN talks about it. If she blinks, Twitter goes wild. WNBA ticket sales, jersey sales, and TV ratings are all going up. And she's the reason why. Meanwhile, Aja and her team are just sitting there, wondering why no one wants to see them play for a few dollars. It's kind of embarrassing. You'd think a team that won 2 championships in a row would at least have a packed home crowd, but nope. And before anyone says, oh, it's just preseason, let's not forget. Caitlin Clark's preseason games were packed. The Fever are selling out practice games while the Aces can't even get their own city to show up, even with super cheap tickets. Oh, and here's an update. 15,000 tickets for the Fever's exhibition game sold out in just 36 minutes. It's not just unfair to the league or the so-called superstars, it's unfair to Caitlin Clark. Let's be real. If she played for the Aces, they wouldn't be struggling to sell $19 tickets. If she was on that team, tickets would cost 3 times more and still sell out. The difference is huge. So maybe it's time to stop pretending. Maybe people need to accept that Aja Wilson isn't the superstar she thinks she is. If she was, she wouldn't be begging fans to show up while Caitlin Clark is out here making history. The numbers don't lie, and neither do the empty seats at an Aces game. The Caitlin Clark effect is real, and now other WNBA players are trying hard to prove they are just as important. But guess what? They're not. They're staying in the gym longer, posting workout videos on Instagram, running extra drills, and trying to get better at shooting threes overnight. But no matter what they do, they can't stop what's coming. Caitlin Clark is about to take over the whole league, and there's nothing they can do about it. When she steps on the court, the whole world watches. It's that simple. These players can be upset, they can be jealous, they can tweet all they want, but none of it changes the fact that Caitlin Clark is the biggest star in the WNBA now, and if the Aces and Aja Wilson don't like it, well, that's just too bad.